The national anthem. The wind beneath the sails of soldiers. The rallying cheer at international sporting events. A symbol of your nation. A symbol of power, peace, and beauty. Making a good national anthem is certainly a difficult task, and some countries achieved this task magnificently. Others failed horribly and produced some of the worst pieces of music I have ever listened to. Over the span of a couple days, I scrolled through the Wikipedia page and listened to all 196 national anthems, put them in tiers, and then of the top few tiers, ranked the top 30 best anthems. I was originally going to do an in-depth ranking of every single one, but near the bottom, the anthem has become indistinguishable. More on that in a bit. Before we get started, I would like to point out how garbage pretty much every single national anthem name is. They're virtually all just some version of the country's name and giving it a compliment, or just giving the compliment without the country name. Like, our Palau, my country. There are 5 countries, 5 separate entities across the world that decided the most clever name for their national anthem would be National Anthem. I kid you not. Afghanistan, Dominican Republic, Kuwait, Pakistan, Tajikistan, and Uruguay. It's just called National Anthem. You made such a beautiful piece of music, but you call it essentially, you call it null. You name your file new folder. You didn't even fill out the name box. Netherlands is just called William. These are the tiers. I have S through G listed. S is... A is still great. B is good anthems. C is passable anthems. D is where it starts getting into the territory of anthems that make me a little angry. E bored me to tears. F is laughable, and one of the last categories I'll explore. And then G is... There are some 40 or so anthems that all sound remarkably similar. America is one, United Kingdom, Germany, South Korea. They're not bad. They're all the same thing. It's like ranking the same thing 40 different times. G isn't necessarily lower than F, it's just sort of outside of the categorization. In G category, we have Albania, Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, Brunei, Burkina Faso, Croatia, East Timor, Egypt, Equatorial Guinea, Estonia, Finland, and these 2 lose points because they are the same anthem. Fiji, Germany, Iceland, Iran, Jamaica, South Korea, Kosovo, Kyrgyzstan, Liberia, Liechtenstein, and United Kingdom, which are also the same anthem. Malawi, Malta, Marshall Islands, Mauritius, Moldova, the Netherlands, New Zealand, North Macedonia, Slovakia, Solomon Islands, Sweden, Switzerland, Thailand, Tonga, Tuvalu, the United States, and Vietnam. This category is... They can go between C and D. I'm going to go ahead and skip F, because F is more interesting than these few categories. I'm going to save it until I get to maybe A. F is special. E tier, I would have to say, is my least favorite of the tiers. E tier is so boring. There is nothing good I can say about any of them. They weren't so bad that I could put them in F, but that makes them even less interesting. At least the ones in F were notable for some reason. It was because they were bad, but they were notable. These 27 anthems are just nothing. I could write these anthems. A 2-year-old with a frickin' piccolo could rewrite a song that's better than these. Okay, anyway, Algeria, Angola, Armenia, Australia, Botswana, Burundi, Cambodia, Central African Republic, Denmark, Gabon, Guinea, Guyana, Hungary, Japan, Kiribati, North Korea, Lesotho, Malaysia, Mali, Namibia, Niger, Palau, St. Kitts, Saudi Arabia, Serbia, Somalia, and Vatican City. I would like to point out that while I did rate Somalia in E tier in the official list, the version that I used in my MuseScore project is the 2000-2012 version, which was the only one that was on here at the time, which is way better. I would rate it at least B tier, maybe even the bottom of A tier. Just a note for all of my Somalian viewers. D tier I would also categorize as all of these anthems are bad. They would score on a scale of -10 to 10, they would all score negative. But they would be in the -3 to -1 range. They are not disgustingly bad. They are just, why would you make this the anthem of your entire state? Argentina, Austria, Bahamas. So sad that Belarus has to be in this category. I really like Belarus, but I gotta be objective here. Belgium, Belize, Comoros, Czechia, Djibouti, Dominican Republic, Guatemala, Guinea-Bissau, India, Kenya, Laos, Latvia, the Maldives, Nauru, Nicaragua, Papua New Guinea, South Africa, Tanzania, and Zambia, all of which have the same national anthem. These 3 countries have the same... How does that even happen? They don't even border each other. Portugal, Rwanda, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Slovenia, Sri Lanka, Tunisia, Uganda, and Venezuela. C tier is anthems that I respect. The divide between C and D is the divide between songs I would consider good and songs I would consider bad. These are not exceptional, but they are good anthems, and I would be proud to live in a country where this is what you hear when you win a gold medal at the Olympics. These countries consist of Andorra, Bahrain, Benin, Bolivia, Bulgaria, Cameroon, Canada, Cape Verde, China, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Cuba, Cyprus, and Greece, which have the same anthem, but it's pretty good, so I'll let it slide. Ecuador, Georgia, Haiti, Ireland, the Ivory Coast, Lithuania, Madagascar, Mexico, Mongolia, Myanmar with the old flag for some reason, Norway, Pakistan, Panama, Paraguay, Qatar, Samoa, Sao Tome, the Seychelles, Singapore, Suriname, Syria, Ukraine, Uzbekistan, Zimbabwe, and South Sudan. The last category we're going to be doing in this format is B tier, because this is the cutoff from the top 30. The best 5 of B tier are going in the top 30, so they're not included here. Ethiopia and France, I was really close to including them in the top 30 because I like them, but I just couldn't. They just weren't good enough. B tier is debatably great, definitely good songs. These are songs that make me smile when I hear them. They don't make me get up and dance and go on a crusade, but they are at least 8 out of 10 songs. These are all good songs that I respect. We have Ethiopia, France, Bangladesh, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Eritrea, Ghana, Honduras, Indonesia, Iraq, Lebanon, Libya, Mauritania, Mozambique, the Philippines, Poland, Sierra Leone, Sudan, Taiwan, Togo, Vanuatu, and Yemen. Only the top 5 songs from B tier make it into the top 30, and rounding those off is Tajikistan. Tajikistan earned quite a few points by having actual vocals. Most of these are just instrumentals, and that might have biased me for them a little bit, but this is a pretty good song. I like it. I would listen to this, like most of the songs in B tier, I would listen to them an entire time, if not twice, which is pretty good for national anthem. Number 29 is Nigeria. It's a police band march, which is unique among these kinds of songs. I like it. I like the sticks, the stick beating in the background. That's a really interesting percussion instrument, which I guess unique instruments is what's to be expected in the African music genre. It's also a pretty nice flowing piece. It's what you would call soaring, which some of these really aren't at all. But this checks all the boxes. It's not extraordinary, but it's a great song. Number 28, and I feel kind of bad about this, is Spain. Spain really should go in the G category. It's not notable in any way. It doesn't distinguish itself from any of those UK, Germany, South Korea songs. But it's just listen to this, dude. This makes me so nostalgic. Nostalgic for an event that I never even witnessed. It's so good! The chording, it brings tears to my eyes. 28, Spain. Number 27 is Colombia. One of the lowest of the South American epics, but the South American epics, pretty much all of them are in the top 30. I think one country was subpar and was in maybe C, but in general, South America has incredible anthems. This is just the worst of them, but 27 isn't bad. The final song in B category, the best of the Bs, is Turkey. Turkey it's in that Middle East Soviet area, and the song, it's not exceptional, but it just sounds so evil, and I love it. I guess, I don't know if it sounds evil to Turkish people, but it has personality. This could definitely be a Vader march. It makes a statement. Like, the statement might be, Turkey is about to cold cock you, but it's still a statement. It conveys a message, and I love that. Number 25, Senegal, is another anthem that does that. It's not really, we are proud to be Senegal, or we're gonna kill you. Senegal isn't really a country that gets into many wars, or fights anyone really, or does much of anything. It's like, we're Senegal, and we don't want to fight, but we will if we have to. We're proud to be who we are. I like that about this one. Kuwait doesn't stand out much. Kuwait's number 24. It doesn't stand out much from the other A tiers, but it's good enough to be up here. It's flowing. It's just, it's a good song. I'd listen to this. Montenegro is another one in that Soviet and Middle East area that it sounds evil. Am I the only one that hears that? It's a folk song, which folk songs don't typically paint the folks as bad people, do they? I don't know. And then it transitions here into more of a traditional national anthem where it's more major, less minor, but it's still good. It's still good. It has both of the styles in it, which is pretty cool. Romania, another one of the evil sounding songs, but I'd say this is one of the best of the evil sounding songs. It's, we're Romania, we're gonna fight you, we're gonna frickin' beat up your mom, but we're gonna look sexy doing it. Like, Luxembourg, number 21. This is also, it's similar to Spain in that I feel kind of bad for not putting it in G, but it might be the fact that it's violins when most of the other songs here are recorded with brass and a couple vocals. This is just a violin piece, and it's so smooth and peaceful. I might hear this. This might be playing in a background music of a sad memory in a movie. But it's also happy at the same time, like Luxembourg. Luxembourg doesn't really matter on a world stage, but they're still there, and they're still Luxembourg. And that's kind of what this anthem says. Grenada, number 20. I feel hatred, because Grenada is one of the stupid tiny micro-countries, but I have to be objective here, and I have to include it, because this is dope. Even though it uses like the generic MuseScore audio font, where it's not actual trumpets playing this, it's computer generated, it's still, listen to that, dude. That's like last episode of an anime outro music. Half the characters just died and you're really sad, but the other half of the characters got to live and happily ever after, so you're happy for them. It's like a toiling mix of emotions. Grenada's anthem is pretty good. Number 19, the United Arab Emirates. It sounds a lot like Kuwait, and I actually have pretty much the same comments as Kuwait. It's good. I like it. It's not particularly notable. It doesn't make me feel much, but it is a good song, and I like it. Number 18, Trinidad and Tobago. This is definitely a special one. Trinidad and Tobago is a tiny country off the coast of South America that objectively does not matter at all. but their anthem makes it seem like they are an upcoming power, like, I don't know, Ukraine or something, that, like, you left us in the dust, you banished us to the shadows, but in the shadows we grew stronger, and now we're back to defeat you. They didn't. This was written 60 years ago, and they're still just Trinidad and Tobago. But there's hope. Kazakhstan, also placed higher because it has vocals, but I feel like even without the vocals, it would still be pretty cool. But the vocals, this singer, man. Listen to the power in that voice. That is a full-blooded Soviet singing that. And he is proud to be from Kazakhstan. Number 16, Monaco. Another stupid tiny micro-country, but an admittedly dope song. Ba 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 da ba bum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba ba. It kind of sounds like a middle school march, actually, but I'm trying to ignore that thought because it's way too late to change the ranking. So moving on to number 15. Number 15 is Nepal, and absolutely deserves to be here. It is not exciting or peppy or even really all that musically ambitious, but it's different. It is different, just like pretty much everything about Nepal. If I had to pick a favorite, not objective, but a subjective favorite, if I could pick 3, this would be one of them. Nepal is just Nepal. It's so Nepal. Their flag is Nepal. They named the anthem Made of Hundreds of Flowers. And listen to this. It's in 6/8. The key is weird. It's... Nepal does what they want. And I love that about them. This anthem, I have mad respect for it. Number 14, Chad. I would be proud to be from Chad regardless of their national anthem, just because it's called frickin' Chad. But this anthem doubles the effect, if not triples. You can't tell me you wouldn't be proud to sing this at a football match. The cymbals, man, the trumpets, the smooth line. I can't say anything bad about this anthem. Here's Peru, another one of the Latin American epics. This could probably be an opera song. I could definitely see this being the triumphant march when the guy has defeated all the bad guys and he rides off into the sunset with his horse holding food. 1821 was around their independence, so this was like the essence of the people. This is... the revolutionaries made this, and it's been with Peru ever since for 200 years. Number 12, Israel. This is similar to Nepal in that it's very different from the majority of the other anthems. It's not good as a national anthem, really. It sounds like you're mourning the dead, even though it's called The Hope. It's sad. This song makes me sad. But the fact that it can make me sad, sort of like Luxembourg, is why it's so high. One of the goals of a song is to make people feel an emotion. And even if it makes them feel the wrong emotion, the fact that you were able to write something that can actually stir human feeling is pretty impressive. Afghanistan, number 11. It's a pretty generic song until you get to this part. There's, even in this part, but there's this one note, listen. Oh! That one minor note that's half a step lower than it should be, just... oh, that is so good. That makes the entire anthem. Like, that you would be brave enough to include something like that and have your people be happy with it. And it's good. It works. You wouldn't expect it to, but it works. That note makes the anthem. Afghanistan, number 11. The final anthem of the A tier is Turkmenistan. This is the last anthem that I cannot openly say I am in love with. This is a great song, though, and it's the best of the A tier. It's better than all the songs I've listed so far. Turkmenistan. This is truly the song of a fallen people that is getting right back up on its feet. They were taken over by the Soviets, and they could do nothing because Turkmenistan wasn't as powerful as Russia. but now they have an opportunity to be their own thing. And this part is like the subjugation bit, but then afterward comes the bit where, yes, we survived that. We're Turkmenistan. We can do anything. Before we get into the A tier, the absolute cream of the crop, I would like to discuss, finally, the F tier. What you've all been waiting for, the worst anthems ever conceived! I hate them. I hate them. I despise them. I wish for all 7 of them to be removed. I wish for their people to be burnt slowly. Okay, that might be a little too far. I wish for their composers to be burnt and their arms to be removed slowly and painfully. That works. Okay, the 7th worst anthem, the Gambia. I have pretty much the same critiques for this as I do one that I'll mention a little later. But this one at least has a little bit of harmony, and it builds near the end, so it scores higher. Terrible song. Would not recommend ever. Bhutan, 6th worst anthem. This sounds like Lord of the Rings ambient music, and that is not nearly as complimentary as it sounds. Your nation's fight song should not be ambient music. Although it is Bhutan. Bhutan doesn't do much, so I guess it kinda makes sense, but I still dislike it heavily. The 5th worst anthem belongs to Oman. It is slow, boring, and the opposite of unique. I don't even have anything to say about it, really. It's just reprehensible for its lack of anything notable. The 4th worst anthem is Jordan. It's short, it's repetitive in the very little runtime it has, and it's entirely pointless. Not unlike the country of Jordan itself. Seriously, this song is like 45 seconds long, and it's just though you heard those first 2 notes, it's that several times until the song is over. You heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. It's this. It's actually just this long. It was so short that I could do commentary for longer than its runtime. Seriously, Jordan, get a grip. The 3rd and this is the point where I start getting mad at the songs, like actually vehemently angry that such a thing could exist. Micronesia. It just barely escapes the G category. It's slow and has that sort of melancholic, hopeful vibe that you see in some other anthems of countries that really serve no purpose, but it just executes it so poorly. Again, it's short, and it makes no statement other than, "Hi, we're Micronesia, and the 3 guys on our PR team who had to compose something before the deadline in 2 days gave us this." It's over. The 2nd worst anthem. Out of 196, this is the 2nd from the bottom. Eswatini. Just nothing happens. Nothing happens. There are notes sometimes, and that is it. It barely qualifies as music. This could be the theme song of a henchman on a TV show who gets 15 seconds of screen time and dies in the first episode. Possibly a seniors knitting group. Eswatini it's a pointless country. It's a bit bigger than a micro country, but it's pointless. It serves no purpose, and I would not be mad if it was deleted just to get rid of this anthem. Despicable. And the only thing worse than Eswatini, and I wrote almost a whole paragraph in my notes about this, I really have strong emotions about this song, is Costa Rica. Costa Rica has the worst national anthem, and it's expectedly named the National Anthem of Costa Rica, written by Jose Maria Zeledon Brenes, the fraud. This is probably the most boring piece of march music I have ever listened to. It is, except for one only barely more interesting section in the middle, just the same 4 measures repeated over and over again. It's an E-flat major, one of the most boring keys, and it uses maybe 4 different notes during the entirety of the piece. I could have written a more interesting piece than this at age 9. Jose Maria Zeledón Bernays was a politician and a poet. He did not write music. And yet, they let this bozo's My First Piano Recital piece become their national anthem. I am at a loss. If you are from Costa Rica, I am sorry for you that you have to listen to this ever. I never want to hear this again. I'm not going to rewatch this video to make sure it sounds good and there's no garbage in it, because I don't want to have to hear this anthem again. I have to turn this off. It's making me feel like agitated. My blood is boiling. I want to punch a door. Costa Rica. I know it's not your fault, Costa Rica. It's the fault of Jose Maria Zeledón Bernays and whoever the team was that let this become their national anthem. But Costa Rica sucks. Costa Rica's national anthem sucks. More than sucks. It is the worst. I might jokingly call anthems like Eswatini or maybe, I don't know, the United Kingdom bad, terrible, the worst, ew, this is garbage. But I genuinely despise the anthem of Costa Rica. It makes me mad that such a thing could be the blaring tune of all people from an entire country. I've run out of things to say, but my rage hasn't subsided. I could just grunt loudly. That might convey my feelings. So now we have reached S tier. Anything up here is, I would qualify as fantastic, if not perfect. And perfect coming from me is there is not a single thing wrong with it, and there are at least 10 things great. Number 9, Morocco. This is also the highest scoring African anthem. It's sort of similar to the Soviet anthems, but it's just got a little bit of spice in it. I don't know, I don't want to say it sounds sleazy, but it sounds sleazy in a good way. Like, I could steal everything in your pockets and you wouldn't even notice. And I am proud of it. Like, I'm so freaking cool. Number 8, Chile. Another of the Latin American epics. This is... dude. It's fast, it's triumphant. Trumpets! There are trumpets! Number 7, you knew it was coming. And this isn't just because it's a meme. This is actually a good anthem that I respect. It's got great chords. It's not nearly as evil as some of the other Soviet anthems, as you would expect. And yes, the Soviet Union did fall, so this anthem was conceived of a failed state. But it's just the message, man. Triumph. The rise of the proletariat. We will take over the rich people and reclaim what is ours. Man, I don't subscribe to communism, but if I did, I'd probably listen to this every day. Who am I kidding? I listen to this every day anyway. Uruguay. This was previously my favorite, but I redid the list from a couple years ago. Uruguay is number 6, which is still fantastic out of 196. This is distractingly fast. Like, I can't focus on one part of it. There's so much happening. There is a conspiracy that this was stolen from some opera, which I could see. I could definitely see this being part of an opera, like some dude skipping through a field. But Uruguay, number 6. Number 5, Italy. You can't tell me this isn't a good anthem. I mean, I guess you probably could, but the spaces between them, the pauses to build effect, it's Italy. Number 4, Brazil. This is another one that sounds like it could be in an opera. This would, I mean, I guess this could also be a dude skipping across a field. Maybe having a particularly lighthearted battle with a friendly foe. The trilling flute is really what makes the whole song. And with this one, the middle bit is even good. Typically the middle bit in this kind of song gets slower and less interesting, but Brazil holds steady throughout the whole thing. The quality is pretty crazy. Number 3, the highest scoring national anthem in Europe is San Marino, another of the stupid tiny micro-countries. So also the highest scoring stupid tiny micro-country. It has no official lyrics, and that makes me like it even more, because that means that the composer realized that the meaning was entirely in the notes. And it's short. It's just the same few bits looped over, but that's all you need. San Marino is tiny, and they don't have much to them, but this is what they have to them, and it's beautiful. It is truly beautiful. That's it. That's all their anthem is. It's so simple, and yet so expressive. It tells me so much, and I love it. Oh, San Marino. A newfound respect for them. Now, number 2 and number 1 really separate themselves from the entire rest of the list. These two anthems, I legitimately, like, I have them saved in playlists of things that I listen to just when I'm working or when I'm riding in the car. These are songs that I actually actively listen to because they're so good. El Salvador, number 2. Do you hear these trumpets? Do you hear these trumpets? Listen to what these trumpets are doing. These trumpets are mad. Mad trumpets. I don't remember the time signature, but it's probably something really weird that makes me like it even more. It's El Salvador is just some country in Central America that doesn't really do anything. They win football sometimes, but this song is good enough that it made me consider moving to El Salvador once. I legitimately thought about that one time. Hey, why don't I move to El Salvador? Not just for the anthem, of course, but it was a contributing factor for sure. And now, number 1, the best national anthem ever conceived, is that of Azerbaijan. It's just some nothing country in the Caucasus, which is, it's like above the Middle East, below Russia. No one really knows what Azerbaijan is. And this anthem, I was working on a project a while ago, like two or 3 years ago. A MuseScore project, actually. I can probably pull it up. Yeah. A couple of years ago, I made a national anthem medley of the top 30 coolest national anthems, and this is not the top 30 I have now. I included the United States, which I ranked in the lowest category here, and I also included Greece. This was more based on just trying to get unique anthems, because so many of them sound like each other. Anyway, Azerbaijan was the very last one, and I didn't really think about it too much. It just ended up, like, I was going in order, and then just whatever sounded nice next, and Azerbaijan ended up being the one that I said, this is good enough to be the last song in the entire piece. And most of them I just included a few phrases, but Azerbaijan, I did their entire anthem, because it's just so good. And this is what spawned my affinity for Azerbaijan. Their anthem is objectively the best anthem ever. It's so good that, I kid you not, I have this saved on a CD in my car. Which one is it? 23. It's so good. It's so good. Do you hear these patriots singing voices together? And I kind of immersed myself in Azerbaijani culture for about a week after that, just looking up everything and anything I could about the country. Now I know so much garbage I'm never going to use because I will never have enough money to move/go to Azerbaijan. Anyway, the Azerbaijan, the best anthem. Actually, I'm going to play the version that I have saved in my car. If you think this is a bad anthem, I will shoot you. If you think it is I could understand you not thinking this is the best anthem, but calling it anything less than great will result in your immediate demise. I will teleport to your house and remove your ears so you don't get to listen to anything ever again. Dude, there's so much power. Azerbaijan sucks as a country. Okay, I admit it. They have 9 million people, nothing special. They're a really middle-of-the-road country, middle-of-the-road economy, middle-of-the-road culture. But this anthem, this makes Azerbaijan sound like it is one of the most powerful countries on the planet, if not the most powerful. I want us to have this anthem. I want this to be the anthem of America. Of course, that would be bad, because then we'd have the same anthem as Azerbaijan. You know what I mean. Just listen to the end, dude. You've been listening to these beautiful chords this whole time, crazy harmonies and all this stuff, and then you wrap up with this. What the heck? What is happening? Okay. You wrap up with this. Listen. I can't even put into words what that does to me. Azerbaijan, number one. So there were a couple anthems that I included in my MuseScore project that aren't real countries anymore, particularly East Germany and North Yemen. These two countries, when I was going through all the anthems the first time, I used nationalanthems.info, which had other countries, like things that aren't countries, like Scotland or Sealand. I found these two, and East Germany isn't anything special. But North Yemen, listen to this. This was the national anthem of a legitimate state. This is the theme song of Bozo the Clown. You would hear this playing at a Chuck E. Cheese, and North Yemen for 12 years said this is what we want to represent us. This is who we are. We are a legitimate state, and we are birthday party music. So, for posterity, here is the final list. I have them categorized in their tiers, which is really the only one that matters. The top 30, I actually did rank. You know what? I was mad at myself for not doing that a while ago. Anyway, this is the list. We've got our A tier, and 1 through 32 are absolutely ranked, and after that point, I just randomly assign spots in the list. So this is the official ranking by iRDM. My word is gospel, and you cannot argue with it. But really, if Gabon, I pretty much think the exact same thing of it as Angola, which is nothing at all. I don't remember anything about any of these, so I can't really rank them. Guatemala is the same as Tanzania. So 1 through 32 are ranked, and 190 through 196 are absolutely ranked. Costa Rica, I hate you from the bottom of my heart. You know what? That's what I think of you, Costa Rica. That's what I think of you. So, here are the final rankings. In order. We have S+, best anthems, perfect anthems, better than perfect anthems. I love these two countries, and you cannot change my opinion. S, fantastic anthems, nothing wrong with them, everything great about them. A, great anthems, would be proud to be from any of these countries. B, good anthems, still good, I like them, I would listen to them any day, and I would not vomit. C, passable anthems. These anthems are respectable, they have good notes, they have good intentions. D, not great anthems. They're not reprehensible, but they are not respectable. I would not want to be from any of these countries if it meant I had to hear the song playing even once. E, boring garbage. Any of these countries, if they popped off the map, I wouldn't be mad. Then there's G, which it's G. I don't have much to say about them. They all sound the same. F tier, disgusting trash. F-, two of the worst songs I have ever listened to and will ever listen to. I hope these two countries burn for their sins. And then if we scroll all the way... Oh, there's Costa Rica.